Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world. And the richest people in the world? They dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But here's something you won't expect. The story behind Rolls-Royce started with a boy whose childhood was spent in the depths of poverty, doing child labor. The year was 1863. Henry Royce was born in a small village in England, far from the glamorous world of luxury cars. By the age of 4, tragedy struck. His father's business collapsed. His family was thrown onto the streets, struggling to survive. But that was only the beginning of a darker path for young Henry. At 9 years old, Royce faced another devastating loss. His father passed away, and his mother had to take up work as a maid. Meanwhile, Henry delivered newspapers just to get by. It seemed like there was no hope. But then, at 14, something changed. Something unexpected. One of his aunts saw potential in Henry. She fought to get him an apprenticeship with the Great Northern Railway Company. For the next 3 years, Henry worked day and night, learning everything he could. He read dozens of books, worked in a factory, and mastered skills like carpentry, math, and even electronics. At just 17, Royce was already a fully capable mechanic, and by 21, he was an engineer at Maxim Western. But soon, the company was teetering on the edge of collapse. Henry could have jumped ship, taken a job anywhere. But he did something remarkable instead. He took his 20-pound savings and opened his own electrical engineering company in Manchester, F.H. Royce & Company. At first, it was tough. Royce fixed sewing machines, electrical fittings, and whatever else he could to keep the business afloat. But he quickly noticed something. The demand for electrical fittings was skyrocketing. So he pivoted, launching arc lamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells. This decision changed everything. By 1900, the company's sales hit £20,000 and Royce's life started to look up. At 38, he had a family and was planning to build a massive factory. But just when things were looking great, a new problem arose. In 1901, German and American companies flooded the market, and competition skyrocketed. The prices of electrical goods plummeted, and suddenly Royce's business was in free fall. As sales dropped, so did Henry's health. Both physically and mentally, Royce was struggling, but he sought advice from a doctor. The solution? Fresh air. The doctor advised him to buy a car, to travel, and relax. So, Royce decided to take a vacation. He bought a French-made car, a Decoville, but it was a disaster. The car was loud, the brakes were almost non-existent, and it overheated constantly. It was far from the perfection that Royce demanded. But rather than simply complaining, Royce took matters into his own hands. He didn't just fix it, he redesigned the entire car. The result? A car that was quieter, lighter, more reliable, and more durable than anything on the market. And that was when Royce realized something. He could build his own car company, a luxury car company. He gathered a team, and they started building a 10-horsepower, 2-cylinder car. It was a game changer. On April 1st, 1904, Royce's new car was tested on the road, and it ran 50 kilometers without a hitch. But there was still one major obstacle: getting these cars into the hands of the world. And this is where the second hero enters the story: Charles Rolls. At an exhibition, Rolls spotted Royce's cars. A passionate motorist himself, Rolls was already running a successful business selling high-quality cars. But he was searching for something extraordinary, and what he saw in Royce's cars blew him away. He immediately told his business partner, "I found the world's greatest engineer." Rolls and Royce soon agreed to start a joint venture. The name of their new company would be Rolls-Royce. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was born. They released 4 models, the 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower cars, designed to set new standards in the automotive world. But there was more. Rolls believed that the key to marketing these cars was to prove their superiority on the racetrack. So, Rolls-Royce entered prestigious racing tournaments like the Isle of Man and Tourist Trophy. And guess what? They won. These victories not only established Rolls-Royce as a superior car brand, but also earned them a reputation as a world-class competitor. But the most famous Rolls-Royce car had yet to come. At the end of 1906, Rolls-Royce launched a new model, one that would become a legend. It had 40 and 50 horsepower, 6 cylinders, and was painted in a stunning silver color. It was silent, smooth, and as elegant as could be. It was a car like no other. a car that ran like a ghost. That's right. The model was named the Silver Ghost.